local man is accused of posing as the owner of Circa Resort and convincing an employee to give him more than $1 million in cash. Eric Gutierrez Martinez is charged with 2 counts of theft of more than $100,000. According to police, he called the cashier's cage supervisor on June 17th, pretending to be the owner. He insisted he needed $300,000 in cash to pay the fire department for fire extinguishers. The employee took the cash to Martinez at a gas station, then did it 2 more times, meeting him at other businesses with even more money. Police were able to track him down and found nearly all of the cash at his home labeled with Circa bands. The real owner of the hotel commented on Twitter that the business is cooperating with Las Vegas police.